Transition of Arctic carbon sink to carbon source. Recently, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA) has released its 18th annual Arctic report card highlighting the profound impact of extreme weather and climate events on the Arctic. The Arctic report card is a reliable source for environmental information on the current condition of the Arctic environmental system. Since 2006, it has been issued annually by the NOAA. The report card is intended for a wide audience, including scientists, teachers, students, decision makers, and the general public interested in the Arctic environment and science. About the Arctic. The Arctic is the northernmost region of Earth. It is centered on the North Pole and characterized by distinctively polar conditions of climate, plant and animal life, and other physical features. It is the area within the Arctic Circle, a line of about 66.5 degrees north of the equator. Within this circle are the Arctic Ocean Basin and northern parts of Scandinavia, Russia, Canada, Greenland, and the US state of Alaska. The Arctic is almost entirely covered by water, much of it frozen in the form of icebergs and glaciers. Polar bear, Arctic fox, beluga whales, snowy owls, juvenile harp seals are major species found in this region. The Arctic region has a significant contribution in regulating the Earth's climate and ocean currents. Sea ice helps determine the Earth's climate as it has a very bright surface or albedo. Key findings. Record high temperatures. The Arctic continues to warm faster than the globe overall. It also experienced its warmest summer and sixth warmest year on record in 2023. The extent and thickness of the sea ice in the Arctic region has a profound influence on global environment, but it has reduced significantly over the past decades. However, in September 2024, the extent of sea ice was sixth lowest in the 45-year satellite record. It showed the third highest peak greenness since 2000, indicating increased plant growth and productivity. Arctic wildfires and unusual rainfall also made headlines in this new report. Arctic glaciers and the Greenland ice sheet continue to contribute meltwater to oceans, exacerbating global sea level rise. All these changes have significant impact on the lives and livelihood of people living in the region, especially the indigenous communities. Food habit of ice seal population is also changing with warming waters and changing fish population. Alaskan permafrost temperatures were the second warmest on record. Permafrost. Permafrost is any type of ground, from soil to sediment to rock, that has been frozen continuously for a minimum of 2 years and as many as hundreds of thousands of years. It can stand down beneath the Earth's surface from a few feet to more than a mile, covering entire regions such as the Arctic tundra. About 25 to 30% of the entire northern hemisphere is permafrost, where the ground is frozen year-round. It's widespread in the Arctic regions of Siberia, Canada, Greenland, and Alaska. Permafrost in the Arctic alone is estimated to hold nearly twice as much as carbon as exists in the atmosphere now, as well as a sizable amount of methane, a powerful greenhouse gas that traps more than 80 times more heat on the planet than carbon. However, the recent report has suggested that permafrost thaw is causing the Arctic tundra to switch from a carbon sink to carbon source. Along with wildfires, thawing permafrost is now releasing carbon dioxide and methane, further accelerating global warming. Carbon sink to carbon source. The carbon cycle is the process that moves carbon between plants, animals and microbes, minerals in the earth, and the atmosphere. Carbon is the fourth most abundant element in the universe. It plays a vital role in regulating the Earth's climate. A carbon sink is anything that absorbs more carbon from the atmosphere than it releases. For example, plants, the oceans, and soil. In contrast, a carbon source is anything that releases more carbon into the atmosphere than it absorbs. For example, the burning of fossil fuels or volcanic eruptions. Way forward. Regulating carbon is crucial for mitigating climate change and its severe consequences. Therefore, the transition of the Arctic region from carbon sink to carbon source is a matter of concern. Globally, we need to be focused more on the severity of climate change and its consequences.